Hello and welcome back. So this week our topic is favourite books. Let's get started. This book, which is Sarah Kane Complete Plays. These should come with a trigger warning. They're quite graphic, but Sarah Kane is a phenomenal writer. Her writing's very abstract, so it's very obscure, it's very obscene. And there's a recent production of one of her plays. There's been people that have fainted in the theatre because they're so shocked by it. That's her writing. It's brilliant though. I love her writing. Number 2 is a slightly lighter book, but it still deals with a lot of different things. And before I read this book, admittedly I do identify with a lot of fictional characters, but I'd never identified with one more than one of the characters in this book. Fangirl by Rowell. I love this book. I can't remember why I picked this up. It's not just this book of Rowell's that I like. I've read all of her books apart from Carrie, and I think her writing's really good and it really appeals. Next we go back to our slightly darker subject matter, and we have Punk Rock by Simon Stevens, which is another play. In 2014 I was in a production of this play. I played the role of Tanya. A brilliant play. William Carlyle has the world at his feet, but its weight on his shoulders. He is intelligent, articulate, and effed. In the library of a grammar school, William and his fellow sixth formers are preparing for their mock A-levels whilst navigating the pressures of teenage life. They are educated and aspirational young people, but step by step, the dislocation, disjunction, and latent aggression is revealed. Basically, trigger/spoiler alert. It's a group of teenagers, and they're preparing to sit their final exams before going off to university. Lily is the new girl at school. William falls in love with her, but so does Nicholas. Lily falls in love with Nicholas. Bennett and Sissy are a couple, and Tanya is Sissy's best friend. Bennett is a bully. He bullies Tanya, he bullies Chadwick, he even bullies his own girlfriend. When William finds out that Lily and Nicholas are a couple, he freaks out, but then he still cares so much for Lily, he tells her not to come to school one day. And that is the day that he brings a gun into his school, and he kills 3 of them. William pulls a gun out of the inside pocket of his blazer. He shoots his gun at the light in the common room. He smashes the bulbs. The room darkens. He points his gun at Bennett. Bennett cowers away from him. Wherever he goes to, William follows him with his gun. William turns to look at Nicholas, points the gun at him when he does. Tanya has started crying. So at this point, I'm sat under a table, crying. Like, full on. And this scene goes on for like 10-15 minutes, and I'm sobbing, screaming for the whole of it. Sissy moves to the door. Don't, Sissy, just don't. And then Nicholas tries to bargain with William, saying, put the gun down, And then it goes on, and they argue. Bennett versus William. Nicholas tries to bargain with William to save Bennett's life. And then the stage directions. He shoots Bennett twice. He dies. Sissy screams. She tries to stop herself. There is some quietness, some stillness for a while. And then Nicholas tries to distract William. William realises this and shoots Sissy. She dies. The girl who played Sissy was my best friend, one of my best friends. Tanya is crying, Chadwick is crying. Chadwick runs, and then Nicholas gets killed. And then there's an exchange between Tanya and William, which I'm doing through real tears, because I was actually crying by now. He smiles, goes to hug her. She is terrified. He hugs her. He lets go. He sits down on a table. A long pause. It was a very strange experience doing this play, but I loved it at the same time. It's so clever and it's so poignant, because the characters of this were the same age as me and my friends doing this play, and all the emotions and the things they say about how stressful the exams are exactly what we were thinking at the same time. And obviously a lot of people get stressed, relationships happen, people fall in love with people but who don't reciprocate those same feelings, and everything in this book, in this play, is echoed in real life. and even the element of school shooting is echoed in real life. But this play shows what happens to the extreme. Obviously we were all stressed about our exams. We were all, you know, about relationships, about life. But this just goes to an extreme. But I think it's a good thing that it goes to the extreme. And that's why it's in my favourites, because it helps people to realise what's going on in our heads. And even though in 99.9% of cases it doesn't reach the extreme that this reaches, but in some cases it does, and it's a brilliant play, and I feel so honoured to have been a part of a production of it, and I would love to do it again, and I would love to play the same role again, even though some people will be in a play and they'll go, oh yeah, I enjoyed it, but I'd like to play a different role in the same play. Like, oh yeah, they were a better role. And even though Tanya was probably the most minor of the major characters, I'd happily play her role again. So basically I spent a whole 45 minutes now, or however long it was, screaming. It was great fun. So yeah, this makes it into my favourites because I was in it and I love it, and I've read it a good few times over the past couple of years having been in it. Sorry if you can hear my flatmate. All I Know Now by Carrie, Fletcher. Oh, why shouldn't I include 2 copies of it? So I have an original copy, which I got the day it was released, and then when I was in London back in January, I went into Waterstones on Oxford Street, just because I felt like it and I had some time to kill, so I was like, okay, I might as well go into Waterstones, have a little nosy. And I've just realised how cute the cover on this one is, like the inside cover. So I went into Waterstones and I saw this on the shelf and I read, because this is the exclusive one that has added bits to All I Know Now, and it has a sneak peek of On the Other Side. And so I read those bits, but in the shop at that time it was full price, and so I didn't buy it. I was getting it, but then I was like, no, I've already got a copy, don't need it, I've read the extra bits. But then I went online not long after and it was half price, so I bought it. So the last book in my top 5-ish, it's kind of 6 if you count the fact that I have 2 copies of the same book, was first published in the US in 2007, but it wasn't published in the UK until 2009. So I must have only been 12 when I first read this, and it's still one of my favourite books. And this book is 13 Reasons Why by J. Asher. And I'm just gonna read the blurb and then talk. You can't stop the future, you can't rewind the past. The only way to learn the secret is to press play. Clay Jensen returns home to find a strange package with his name on it. Inside he discovers several cassette tapes recorded by Hannah Baker, his classmate and first love, who committed suicide 2 weeks earlier. Oh yeah, another trigger, spoiler. Hannah's voice explains there are 13 reasons why she killed herself. Clay is one of them. If he listens, he'll find out why. All through the night, Clay keeps listening, and what he discovers changes his life forever. This book is very clever. This book makes you think. Makes you think a lot. And this copy, because I've had it since 2009, it's 7 years old and it's beginning to look a bit battered. And like there's random rips in pages and there's like tear stains and everything. I've just finished rereading it again. It's a fascinating read, and it's really interesting because along the same lines of punk rock, the idea it's what's going on inside our heads, how the little things can, they call it the snowball effect in the book, how just the little things build and build and build, like a snowball rolling down a hill gathering more snow. So 13 separate events, how they all actually link to one another, and how ultimately, even though one of those events by itself wouldn't have had any major effect, the 13 of them all together has a major effect. And I can't express why I like this book. That's my favourite book. Okay, so Thank you for watching. Sorry if it was long, and I'll see you next week. Bye!